but we're gonna skip. So, can they appeal? Right. So let's just skip to the Midas touch here with what was it? Michael Popak. So he's got this clip here from Alina Habba, and then we'll skip ahead and he'll talk a little bit about it because Michael Popak is a federal lawyer. But we'll jump right in here.
What are your grounds on appeal here?
What are my grounds on appeal is a better question. Where do you begin? I mean, we could start with all the things we talked about, Rob, over the past 6 months on these cases, and this case in particular.
That's right. That's exactly what that is.
That's what that means. Well, what are my grounds? Yeah, that means she's got nothing.
No, she's got bullshit.
And do we need to remind everybody how much she's hosed this up already?
Oh, yeah. She's already fucked
I
this
mean,
up.
like, not that he's not already screwing things up on his own, but she is adding screw-ups to the pre-existing screw-ups.
Well, and I
Big
think
time.
with the E. Jean Carroll case, they fucked up the appeal on that. So I don't think he's got a shot at appealing that now. But yeah, we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, so we're going to go Michael Popak, and he's going to talk about what do they really have to appeal? What are their actual grounds for appeal?
On the issue of, and let me just do one more fine point on the witnesses. The judge gave Donald Trump everything he wanted to avoid an appeal issue. Donald Trump wanted experts that had no relevance to the issues that the judge was deciding. The judge says, put them on. I'll credit or discredit them after I hear their testimony. But he let them go. Donald Trump could have testified till the cows came home. He alone decided when the case returned to the defense not to testify. Eric Trump decided not to testify. Don Jr. testified once. All of these witnesses could have testified ad nauseum. Ivanka Trump didn't want to testify at all. She was compelled to testify. But everybody, I mean, there were 40 witnesses. So any argument to the appellate court that there weren't enough witnesses, there were too many witnesses, the witnesses were evaluated improperly by the judge, dies. Forget that. The next argument they raise on appeal is they relied on their accountants and auditors. It's not the fault of the lay people. It's not Donald Trump's fault. He's not an accountant. That dies. Mazars, which was the only accountant and auditor that Trump and the Trump Organization ever knew, have testified, and it's very public, that they fired Donald Trump because of the fraud that was being committed on them, that they couldn't rely on the financial statements because they realized that Alan Weisselberg, Donald Trump's longtime CFO, Chief Financial Officer, who did not have a certified public accountant, CPA degree, basically a bookkeeper, had been lying to them for years about the value of assets. And
So, I mean, it's just nonstop. Bullshit. Even the accounting firm knew they were fucking committing fraud. And they were being lied to. They fired a client. I've fired clients before, but it's rare. You really have to fuck up as a client for me to go, I don't want to take your money anymore. I mean, but it's bad. But he's right. The judge was overly generous. You can sit there and bitch and moan, and I know the Trump supporters are going to make a million comments about, well, no, it's not fair, and da-da-da, habeas corpus, and blah, blah, blah. I said, make a cogent argument, guys. You never do. But no, he's got nothing to appeal. I don't know that it'd even go to appeal. But it's screwed. But it leads to a bigger issue about the appeals and, you know, what's his position here. So we're going to move into another factor that's really going to kill him going forward, which is, how's he doing financially? Can he cover this shit?
Oh, I think we all know the answer to that one, but let's take a look.
Yeah, well, we had reported on it before that it looked bad. We kind of underestimated that. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we weren't totally right. We underestimated
So,
that.
guys, we were wrong. It wasn't bad. It was catastrophic.
Oh, yeah. It's a dumpster fire. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're going to go, this is Morning Joe, and they're going to kind of cover a little bit, but it's bad all around for his campaign and the money. So watch this.
I think he's running out of cash, or maybe people don't want to give him money. Like, who would want to get involved with this?
It's interesting. There was a Financial Times story yesterday that show that the number of contributors
Yeah.
have dropped $200,000. If you look at this point in the cycle 4 years ago with where he is right now, he has lost already 200,000 donors.
Why do you think they don't want to pay his legal bills? They don't trust that he won't use the money for his legal bills?
Well,
Think about that for a second. He is down donors, 200,000 donors. And that's what he depends on for his donations, is those small donors. And they're bailing. The big donors, gone. 200,000 of his small donors, gone. In January, he only brought in, I can't remember, it was like 8 million or something, but he spent more than that. Biden, on the other hand, brought in it was almost 50 million. Biden was already sitting on a war chest of 130 million. Trump's like scraping the bottom of the barrel here. The RNC is broke. I mean, this is bad all around. We'll watch a few more seconds of this, but this is just crazy.
There's a lot of legal bills.
I think there is the understanding that if they're giving him money, they're not giving him money to help whatever he says, help make America great again. They're giving him money because of the fact that a judge said he raped a woman, and he's going to have to pay her about $90 million.
$83.3 million for defamation, sexual assault.
Because his own lawyer decided she didn't want a jury trial, and so they had a judge trial in a fraud case, and Donald Trump was found guilty of what he's done for
And
years.
then there's the civil fraud trial. Oh my gosh, that's like bankrupting.
Well, that's what I'm
But,
saying.
What
yeah, go
are
ahead.
they doing?
Well, remember, she botched the jury thing, but he wasn't going to get a jury trial
Right.
anyway.
I mean, but the point is, and then she goes on to give this answer. Well, what grounds aren't we appealing on?
Yeah, I'm going to win this trial no matter what. All right.
Oh man, crack Jackbox lawyer. Gosh.
So here's the deal. So the so the appeal thing for the E. Jean Carroll probably not going to go through, but Trump owes that money at $83.3 million for the defamation case where they basically found that he'd raped her. And I want to say this as many times as I can up until the election. Trump is a rapist. A jury of his peers found that he's a rapist. Okay, so if you're voting for Trump, you're voting for the rapist. You're pro-rape. Just saying that. So I don't know how I can twist that. But, so the money he owes it, it's like in a week or two. It's less than 2 weeks. I know that it's like 10 days at most. He owes that.
So the rapist that's running for president,
yes,
owes this money in 2 weeks.
$83.3 million. So he either has to put up a bond and an appeal, right? Or he has to put up the cash and appeal, but it has to be there. And if it's not there, then E. Jean Carroll's lawyer can start seizing his assets. When seizing money out of freezing his bank accounts and shit like that, which she'll probably do. If he doesn't get the money.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, at this point, she only keeps suing him as a matter of principle.
Oh, yeah.
And, maybe to try to teach the lesson to shut the hell up and all that other business, too. But, she won't pursue the principle further and be like, yeah, freeze it and seize it.
Right.
Boom.
Well, I'll bet you, I don't know for a fact, but I would bet that E. Jean Carroll's lawyer did this pro temp. So pro temp means you get paid only if you win, right? And typically on a pro temp case, the attorney gets 30%. So, yeah, she's going to seize the fucking money. She wants her money.
Oh.
She want my $25 million now. Almost 30. Yeah, so anyway, so Trump he asked the judge for a stay to delay the payment. We're going to go back to Michael Popak again because this is just insane.
So Michael Popak, Legal AF, the answer is no. The question was asked of federal judge Luke Kaplan by Donald Trump's lawyer Alina Habba. Can we have, without having to post a bond, an extension of time and a stay of the judgment that E. Jean Carroll obtained against Donald Trump through a jury for $83.5 million for punitive damages related to his continuing defame and defamation of the rape victim, E. Jean Carroll? Can we have a stay of that until we get our motions filed to argue to Your Honor that the $83.5 million judgment is wrong? It should be reduced. We've got grounds for appeal and everything else, and not post a bond for the stay? Can we? No, said Luke Kaplan today on Sunday. At least no for now, but I think it means no forever. The order reads as follows and reminds Alina Habba how lackadaisical she is in trying to meet deadlines and how untimely or borderline untimely most of her actions are in the case. Remember, Alina Habba missed the boat on asking for a jury trial in the New York Attorney General case. She missed the boat on asserting immunity in this particular case. She didn't raise it for 3 years. She just is incapable, apparently, of meeting deadlines. And the judge takes special delight in his order in denying the stay without bond to say the following. 25 days after the jury verdict in this case, Judge Kaplan writes, and only shortly before the expiration of Rule 62 under the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, automatic stay of enforcement of the judgment, Mr. Trump has moved for an administrative stay, he puts that in quotes as if I don't know what that is, of enforcement pending the filing and disposition of any post-trial motions that he may file. He seeks that relief without posting any security, meaning a bond. So the court ruled as follows. The court declines to grant any stay, much less an unsecured one, meaning without a bond being posted in the tens of millions of dollars, without first having afford plaintiff, E. Jean Carroll and their counsel, a meaningful opportunity to be heard. Which means as of right now, there is no stay of the judgment, and they are dangerously close here to...
So, judge said no, you can't get a stay. But you know what? I'll give the prosecutor a chance to reply. Right? So E. Jean Carroll's lawyer is going to come back and go, no, fuck that. He owes $400 million to the other court. We want our money now. Because he might not have it a month from now.
That's what I'd say too. If my paycheck was depending on it. Wait a minute. You're going to ask the guy whose paycheck probably hinges on this getting paid. Well, sir, would you mind if we just don't pay you and we'll pay you a month from now when the other bill is due that's also really, really huge that we can't pay? Nope.
So, yeah, he's trying to delay it. He's not going to be able to get it. But, God, it's just crazy. But the judge knew that beforehand. The judge knew that this was so stupid. That's why he wants to give the prosecutor a chance to respond. Because then the judge doesn't have to really write anything. The prosecutor will say, no, fuck that shit. And the judge will go, I agree with the prosecutor. I'll sign that one. Good. I don't have to do any work. It's so stupid that the judge is like, okay, I'm going to write 2 paragraphs just so I can fucking get this off my desk. But he's got nothing. They tried to do the same shit with the $454 million. They filed for an appeal, but he hasn't put up any money. Probably because he doesn't have it. So they're looking at seizing his stuff. But it gets worse with the E. Jean Carroll thing. Do you mind if we take a quick...